Apostle Claver T. Kamau-Imani on RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
Hey, what's up, Saints and Patriots? Apostle Claver T. Kamau-Imani, RagingElePhantsRadio.com, the rebellious voice of Texas Liberty, finishing off a fantastic day of broadcast activism on your Texas Liberty 411 station, RagingElePhantsRadio.com, RER. A little bit behind getting on the stream today. Last minute pre-production preparation because so much is going on in Texas when it comes to the three-front war that the Lone Star State is fighting. And if you're listening to this program, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The three-front war that Texas is facing, uniquely facing when it comes to other nations and other states on this planet. Texas is fighting for its life. We're fighting for our way of life. We're trying to keep ourselves from getting starved out by even foreign entities. And it's going to take us, it's going to take some guts from those in Austin under the Pink Dome to be able to stand for us, or we'll stand for ourselves. That's exactly what's happening. Got some video for that. You guys have probably already had the news or saw the video of the salon owner up in Dallas who has said, I will not comply, I will defy. I've got video for that. And tonight's guest will include Raging Elephants radio contributors Eugene Ralph, my fellow ultra-conservative soul brother. And of course, there's no better way to end a hard week of work than with the TNT, the TMB, the hot ticket. Tina Moody Bryan, Raging Elephants radio contributor for pop culture. The economy. It's a big day for the economy. The incremental steps, the partial reopening of Texas supposedly began today. In other states like Georgia, it's more of a full reopening. And of course, all eyes are on Georgia. The eyes of Texas are on Georgia to see how things go there. Protests continue to ramp up across the nation as citizens are finally having their eyes open, or they've had their eyes open for a long time and had decided that we're just going to start taking action. We're not going to allow the government to practice the ultimate in picking winners and losers. We're not going to let the government put this panic on us, destroy our businesses, multi-generational in some cases. We will not comply. We are going to defy. And so you've seen the video, the protest all around the nation at state capitals. We need more of that down here. But then again, you have individuals that are standing up and are saying, we will defy. We will not comply. We're not going to let you put us out of business. We have no desire to survive on the government teat. Take your money, and we know, let me tell you what you can do with your money. And it's outrageous, the amount of spending. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. The amount of spending that's going on for a futile objective of trying to bail out everybody that's in trouble. It's just lunacy. It's insanity. It's an open door for the left, for the socialists, for the government to gain more turf, to abridge your liberties even more. And like I've said, when the government gains turf, it's really hard for saints and patriots, for the citizens, the electorate, to claw it back. Now, I don't want you to lose your lunch. Well, it's almost dinner time. I don't want you to lose your dinner, but I am going to play some, you probably didn't see this, wherever you are in the Lone Star State. Greg Abbott has announced with great fanfare the partial reopening of the state of Texas. I'm still trying to figure out. I tried to send Barbara and Jasmine on an assignment today, a correspondent assignment. I was going to have correspondent Jasmine go out, and we wanted to see, I want to see what drive-through retail looks like. Drive-through retail. As Barbara, Jasmine, and I were discussing this, it came to me that this brings a whole new meaning to the phrase window shopping. I'm curious, how is drive-through retail gonna work? Barbara has her thoughts on how it's gonna work. I really don't want to waste any brain cells on trying to figure out how it's going to work. Maybe you have some ideas of how drive-through retail. But I don't want you to lose your dinner. You may not have seen this, but this is Speaker of the House Dennis Bonnen, who's doing some of the stupidest stuff you could possibly ever imagine. Still as Speaker of the House, he will not resign, will not retire immediately. He's still in power, and he's still acting like a nimnong. He's still an embarrassment, not only to Texas, but he's still an embarrassment to organized society, to civilization. Here's an interview that he did on Fox 7 in Austin that I think would be educational for you to check out.
Expected to announce some changes Monday when it comes to opening up Texas businesses. Currently, there are more than 21,000 cases of COVID-19 in the state, and more than 540 people have died from it. Joining us via Zoom to talk more about reopening the Texas economy and other COVID-19 topics is the Speaker of the Texas House, Dennis Bonnen.
Boo! Boo! Wait, everybody, in unison. In unison, let's count this down. 3, 2, 1. Boo! Boo! And let's practice. At some point here, coming up in the next couple of months, there's supposed to be a Texas GOP state convention. And you know, the Texas Speaker of the House has to come before the delegation to be recognized as the Texas Speaker of the House. And I would expect a cascade of booing at the Jar Jar Brown Convention Center when this ugly individual hits the stage. Boy, he is a very unattractive man. That I have to say that. So let's everybody practice. As he comes on, as I restart the video, go ahead and let's rehearse the entire state convention booing this nimnong, Dennis Bonnen, an embarrassment to the human species.
Mr. Speaker, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
First of all, what do you think the governor is going to announce on Monday?
Well, what the governor is going to announce on Monday is his clear strategy to get as many Texas businesses open with clear standards so that we can do it with safety to people's health and well-being in defeating COVID-19. The goal the governor has and the strike force has is to get Texas business open with a safety measures in place to ensure that we do not spread COVID-19.
Can you give us some examples of what kind of businesses will probably open quickly? What kind of businesses will take a little bit longer to open up?
Well, that's being decided in the coming days with the strike force. They're working day and night to gather data and science and talk to the medical experts about who is able to open safely sooner than later, and then what measures can be taken to ensure that they are able to safely open, serve customers, and serve the economy without spreading COVID-19. You know, and that'll all be announced Monday.
Okay, talking about the standards. I mean, so the primary standard is the business going to be safe, or are you looking at other standards like businesses with a lot of employees who are really hurting?
Well, candidly, the standard is about not spreading COVID-19, being safe. We don't want businesses to continue to hurt. We want these businesses back in the business of serving people and making money, having profits, employing people. And so the reality of it is the standards will be things like needing to make sure we continue social distancing, looking at things like reminding the CDC guidelines. We've got to continue to wash our hands. Those are the things that have to be kept in mind. There are other more strategic things that are being discussed and worked on. But the goal is to get all Texas businesses open. That won't happen Monday, but the goal is to get as many open as soon as we possibly can in the safest manner, not only so that they get open, but so that we can keep them open and keep rolling more businesses into being open in Texas so that we can defeat COVID-19 and get our economy back to the envy of the world that it always has been.
Sure. And going along with that, obviously, what's the level of concern about opening things up too soon, maybe perhaps waiting longer for testing?
Well, we're working on getting additional testing into the state. One of the challenges we've had is that we've done well. Texas has done the best of any large state in the nation on flattening the curve. And because of that success, testing has been delivered into hotspot states and communities around the nation. And so our own success has somewhat slowed the ability for us to get support of testing into Texas. We are, with that said, having success in growing the number of tests available every single day. We want to do more testing. With that said, there are standards we can put in place considering the CDC guidelines and safely open businesses, get this economy back to where we are no longer having people not able to make a living.
Okay, final question real quickly. A real concern with COVID-19 cases, nursing homes and rehab centers in the state. At the state level, is there any kind of a plan to try and mitigate that particular problem?
Absolutely. We're working very closely with state health services, are working very, very closely with our nursing homes to help them avoid having the outbreaks that we have seen happen around the state in some nursing homes. Of course, we're responding to those that have had those challenges. Those are our most vulnerable populations, and we must be extraordinarily careful. And the best measure of all is to avoid ever having the outbreak in those homes. And of course, the state is assisting in every way possible to avoid that from happening, and then supporting them in recovering when they do have the unfortunate outbreak.
All righty. Okay. Well, Speaker of the Texas House, Dennis Bonnen, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate it.
You got to get your boo practice in. Why is that guy sticking around? And I've got more Dennis Bonnen news a little bit later on. He's doing some really stupid stuff. He's not a very smart man. The question that I have, and I'm sure the question that you have, if it's okay to open up some businesses, why isn't it okay to open up all businesses? It was last week. I gave everyone in Texas the one step that can be taken to open up the entire economy right now. The one step. Everybody that's an employer, anybody who deals with the public on a commercial basis, all you really have to do is go out and invest in one of those thermometer guns. That's all you have to do. And when somebody comes in, one of your workers comes in, because that's really the purview of an employer. Once an employer shows up to work, you take the thermometer gun and you hit them in the forehead, and if their temperature is over 98.6, you lovingly tell them, hey, why don't you take a couple of days off, see how you feel, see if some other symptoms come on. If the temperature is 98.6 or better, hey bro, hey sis, come on in. Teammate, come on in and earn your paycheck. Come on in and prosper in the great state of Texas. Come on in so you can pay your bill. That's all I would do. And then let every employer decide how their team is going to suit up. Everybody here at this restaurant, if you're part of the serving staff, if you're part of the kitchen staff, everybody's going to wear a mask, everybody's going to wear gloves. We'll take a few tables out, but we're not going to allow the government to put us out of business. We're not going to allow the government to intentionally throw the entire nation, and more specifically the state of Texas, into something worse than the Great Depression. We're not going to let 30 to 35% of our small businesses disappear, never to return, because there will be no bailing them out. The only way to make up that deficit is to actually start new businesses, which will be difficult to do in a negative zero contracting economy in Texas. That's all you have to do. Everybody go get a thermometer gun. And even if, let's say you deal in general contract as far as commerce is concerned, you have a Circle K, a 7-Eleven, you have a bar, if you want to have one of your bouncers, two of your bouncers that are bigger than, humpback whales that stand at the door with a couple of thermometers, just shoot everybody with the gun, thermometer gun. And if they're 98.6 or better, hey man, come on in and enjoy an adult libation. Have a celebratory adult libation, because you're free to engage in voluntary commerce with your fellow Texan. And if you hit them with the thermometer gun and they're at 99.4 or 99.7, you tell them, hey man, go home and have your Jack Daniels at home. Supposedly it's supposed to be good for the COVID-19 virus anyway. Just stop off at the liquor store, pick you up some Jack, some Cuddy, or whatever you want, your favorite adult libation. Go home, see if some other symptoms crop up. Otherwise, come on in. Have some fun in a reopened Texas economy. How come it's cool to, open up golf courses, but you can't open up the go-kart tracks? I don't get that. Picking winners and losers, these nimnungs and their task forces, they have no idea how to operate, how to act. They're not focusing on liberty in all situations. And you as Texans are being harmed for it. You know it. You feel it down in your guts. You know it. And it's time to defy. It's time not to comply. I am the anti-pan-panic broadcast activist. Don't cut the stream. If you're not listening, you're calm. What's up, Saints and Patriots? I'm Apostle Claver, a proud Texas nationalist, and I'm here to tell you about Texit. For 25 years, Daniel Miller has been working to see the rebirth of the Republic of Texas. His work has been hard, but his passion is deep. For many Texans, there is a deep yearning, a burning to see the prophecy of Sam Houston come true. But the desire of their hearts comes with many questions. Texit has the answer. It's the new book from Daniel Miller and Defiance Press. Texit, Why and How Texas Will Leave the Union. Texit charts the path to Texas independence. This riveting book of facts and philosophy will soothe your anxiety about the coming change and build your confidence that Texans can get it done. You'll want to buy several copies for your family and friends. Like I've said about this governmental mess, the only way out is out. And the best part of Texit, I'm in it. Texit, Why and How Texas Will Leave the Union. It's selling like hotcakes. Buy it on RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
Hey, Barry the Music Man here for Tejas Smoke Depot. They have everything you need when it comes to smoke. Check out the 150 square foot walk-in humidor filled with a huge selection of fine cigars, or give them a call at 830-990-1472 and order up what you want. Maybe you like to roll your own. They have it. Maybe you need a gift for a smoker in the family. How about a new pipe? They have a large selection, even a cross-section of great beers in stock. In a hurry, come by and use the drive-thru. Located at 1639 West Highway 290 in Fredericksburg, Texas. Out of town? Visit them at the website, TejasSmokeDepot.com, or call 830-990-1472. That's 830-990-1472. It's smoking.
Can you do it? The RER 2+2 Challenge. Howdy, rowdy Texans. It's me, E, the millennial voice of RER. I'm a big fan of RagingElePhantsRadio.com. More Texas voters should be listening to RER every day. A better, deeper knowledge of how Texas works will help Texas voters to make Texas more like Texas. The RER 2+2 Challenge. Listen to RER 2 hours a day, every day, for 2 weeks. You'll learn more about Texas politics in 2 weeks than you've ever known. Mark it on your daily calendar. Set your phone alarm. The RER 2+2 Challenge. 2 hours a day, every day, for 2 weeks. RagingElePhantsRadio.com. The rebellious voice of Texas liberty.
You're enjoying Apostle Claver T. Kamau-Imani on RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
I just started a watch party on that Facebook group, Open Texas. That's what we're focusing on so much. Open Texas. Oh man, I gotta wait for approval and stuff. Oh, that stinks. That's not exactly libertarian, if you ask me. You gotta wait for the approval. I would suggest that everybody that's watching right now, Facebook.com/RagingElePhantsRadio. You're watching the live video stream, my beautiful international model space. Share the link. Be an RER evangelist. This whole partial reopening by Greg Abbott, the nonsensical plan of the task force, and these three stooges, Abbott, Patrick, and Bonin. I guess you could throw Paxton in there as well. they're not helping the situation at all. I think more and more Texans are starting to have their eyes opened to how ineffective and self-centered the political ambitions of Greg Abbott are driving his policies. And I think Abbott hopes his handling of the COVID-19 panic will propel his dream of the presidency. It's no secret, it wouldn't surprise you or anyone else that Greg Abbott or anyone who achieves the status of Texas governor has higher aspirations to lay their head down on a My Pillow at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. But it's Greg Abbott that's assisting in the killing of the Texas economy. And frankly, when 2022 comes along, Texas voters should kill his dream of political promotion. This is a guy who throughout his entire political career has never really had adequate, strong opposition politically in any primary. Each one of his terms as Attorney General, he basically cruised to re-election with no primary opposition whatsoever. When he ran for governor in 2014, the primary opposition was tepid. Then he was given the gift of Wendy Working Girl Gold Deegan Davis. 2018, the same scenario repeated itself. How do you go up against King Gregory with his $40 million war chest, Greg Abbott Campaign LLC, because it is a corporation, don't you know? But yes, with insurance policy, 401k, the whole 9 yards, he has an investment portfolio. In fact, we found out he was unloading his government debt instruments just before the 2020 election cycle. He actually has financial managers. It's what it looks like for his campaign. That's how big of a company his campaign is. $40 million company. I wonder if he's going to apply, if the campaign's going to apply for PPP relief. But we have one more session with this guy. And speaking of sessions, every legislative session that Greg Abbott has been governor, has it not been an utter disappointment? Can you give a passing grade to any legislative session since 2015? And I think the answer is no, you cannot. Each legislative session has been a disappointment, and the disappointment has increased from 2015 to 2017 to 2019, and I don't think 2021 is going to be any different. He's given us great things, Greg Abbott, King Gregory has, like universal pre-K in 2015, Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders style universal pre-K. Never did campaign on that in the 2014 cycle, but as one of his legislative emergency items, Greg Abbott gave us universal pre-K. He used all of his political capital for universal pre-K. And let's not forget, the next session in 2017, his big push and all his capital was used for an Article 5 convention. Well, don't you know that he had a book out at the time advocating for an Article 5 convention, and he uses all his political capital for the Texas legislature to pass a resolution calling on an Article 5 convention, which is an absolute utter mistake. It's moronic. Let's see now. Currently, he's still flirting with red flag laws. There's no indication that he's been thwarted. He's been pushed back, that a bulwark has been put up for red flag laws to be absolutely stopped in the 2021 legislative session. Let's not forget that Greg Abbott apparently has no priority to shut down the Texas border, to protect the citizens that he's sworn to do, to protect us. The big slap in the face in the 2020 election cycle, the endorsing of Sarah Davis, of all people, Sarah Davis. State Representative Sarah Davis, who has been officially censored by the Texas GOP for her pro-death culture, pro-genocide, pro-LGBTQ neo-morality positions, advocacies, and actions as a legislator. So Greg Abbott slaps the entire Texas GOP party in the face by endorsing someone that has been officially censured by the party, Rule 44. And he will brag about his COVID policies. He'll brag to the nation about his COVID policies. Come the 2022 election cycle, he will remind us what a steady hand he had at the till. What a steady hand he had at the steering wheel during the panic. How he and he alone saved the Texas economy. He's going to use it. He's going to pound his chest. He believes it's going to be a plus. The damage he's doing to the Texas economy, he will use it as a campaign sledgehammer. He thinks it will make him look good to the left. It would make him look good to the wishy-washy moderates. It will set him up better for an ascendancy to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. The Texans have to stop him in 2022. We have to. We have to find someone to run against him in the primary. He's got to be beaten in the primary, regardless how large his campaign coffers are. Greg Abbott Campaign LLC, Abbott Campaign Incorporated. It's got to be beaten. I don't know who that individual is going to be. I don't know who that person is that can challenge at least to raise $20 million to go against Greg Abbott. I don't know who it's going to be, but somebody has to rise up and beat King Gregory. He's not good for Texas. He would not be good for the United States. I wouldn't vote for him for president, and you guys wouldn't want him to be president either. He's been an awful governor. He's not inspiring. He has no charisma. He's a bad speech giver. His policies are even worse. They're destructive. They are not liberty-driven. They are not conservative, and he's proving it once again by kowtowing and acquiescing to all of these panic policies. Texas not leading again. Other states saying, I mean, look at Georgia. Well, we're gonna open wide open. We're gonna open wide open. We'll see what happens. We're going to rely on citizens to make their own decisions. Let business owners make their own decisions, but not Greg Abbott, not Dennis Bonnen, not Dan Patrick. King Gregory, he's going to decide who can stay in business and who can't stay in business. And these municipalities are assisting in the destruction of the Texas economy. I've been saying it from the very beginning, since the panic struck, since the panic broke out, I've said I would be the anti-panic broadcast activist, the anti-panic talk show host, if you will. I've stuck to my guns. I've been true to my word. I keep saying defy these guys. And the more they try and apply these nonsensical restraints on Texans, starting with Greg Abbott, the more you should be livid and determined to turn them out of office. It should be demanded right now that Greg Bonnen don't wait till January of 2021 to resign, Mr. Bonnen. Resign right now. Get out of office right now. We can't wait for the rest of 2020 for you to do more destruction and to demonstrate how ignorant you actually are. You need to resign right now. You get out of office right now. Texas can't take any more of Dennis Bonnen. Texas can't take any more of Greg Abbott. Dan Patrick better get his act together. It's been an embarrassment. And the Texas economy is severely endangered. The fact that we're fighting a three-front war unlike any other state in the union, unlike any other country on the planet. We've been personally attacked. I'm the one that brought it to your attention. And Greg Abbott is exacerbating the problem. He's not fighting back. The Railroad Commission isn't fighting back. The legislature isn't fighting back. All this letter writing is absolutely nonsensical and ineffective. Ineffectual actions by the legislature, by the governor's mansion, by the lieutenant governor. We need some changes. I wish we could do it right here and right now. We've got to wait a little while. But you have to be ready to vote these guys out. Automobile aficionado Apostle Claver here. Let me introduce you to my mechanic, an ASC certified mechanic, Andre at America's Repair in Houston. Now, you guys know I'm a former fully sponsored race car driver and I own a high performance auto. You bet I'm particular about who even touches my car. I go to America's Repair to get all my auto work done, and you should too. Andre has served Spring Branch and all of Houston for over 20 years. America's Repair will match or beat any competitor's price. All repairs come with a 1-year, 12,000-mile warranty. America's Repair is a complete car care and repair center. State inspection, muffler and exhaust work, wheel alignment, brake work, tune-ups, engine transmission work, auto body and paint. Great deals on oil change and AC checkup. America's Repair accepts all extended warranties. 2005 North Gessner, 1 mile north of Memorial City Mall in the Katy. Wednesday is senior citizen discounts. Thursday, active military discount. Call 713-467-2001. 713-467-2001. AmericasRepair.com. Or click the ad on RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
Hey guys, spring is just around the corner and it's time to check out your air conditioning system. Call Galen Beatty with Beatty AC and Heat, 281-222-9591. And mention this commercial and you can save $15 off your next checkout. Galen Beatty is my AC guy and he needs to be your AC guy too. No one does it better than he does. This family-owned business is the best in Houston. And even if you're out of town, if you need to replace your entire heating and AC system, Galen Beatty is going to be your best bet. He'll check everything from your thermostats to your air handler to make sure that you're getting the most efficient system ever. Nobody does it like Galen Beatty, and the price is always right. So be sure to mention this commercial and save an extra $15 today. That's Galen Beatty with BeattyACandHeat.com. BEEE ACandHeat.com. 281-222-9591. 281-222-9591. Call him today.
When Andrew Jackson ran for president in 1828, his opponents called him a jackass. Jackson liked the image so much, it became the mascot of the new Democratic Party.
Green Air Technology will sanitize, sterilize, and defunctifies your home. Our treatment utilizes a high-output biocleaner to eradicate bacteria, germs, and airborne pathogens and allergens in any home, vehicle, or facility. So if your facility or home smells funky like a bow-legged monkey, call Green Air Technologies. We are dedicated to eliminating odor and airborne contaminants at home, at work, or even in your vehicle. Now featuring Biosphere. Call Jim Green at 346-254-9217 or go to greenairtech.com. 346-254-9217 or go to greenairtech.com.
Here's how to use the RER app on your commute and get the latest Liberty 411. First, download the RER app on your smart device, phone or tablet, Apple or Android. Search Raging Elephants Radio in your App Store or Google Play and hit the search button on your keyboard. Connect your device to your car audio system. Do it via Bluetooth or auxiliary jack. You riding old school? Stick in some quality earbuds and enjoy the serious HD stereo. No excuses. It's here. RER app.
Information, communication, action. RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
Hey, Claver, your favorite political flavor. Always giving it to you straight, no chaser. And in this program, Eugene Ralph, Raging Elephants Radio contributor based out of the Metroplex. And the hot ticket, the TMB, the TNT, Tina Moody Bryan, RER contributor for pop culture. There's no telling what Tina is going to come up with and what she's going to say. But she's always the best talent to bring on at the end of a hard-working week of broadcast activism. Some of you have probably already seen this video. If you haven't, then I'm doing you a service. This salon owner up here in Dallas has said that she will not comply. She will defy, which I've been encouraging each and every one of you to do since the panic has broken out. Not the pandemic, the panic. Everybody knows has been watching. I've been saying, do not comply, do not defy. Do not comply, defy the government and its tyrannical actions. When government takes turf, it's going to be very hard for us to regain it. Got a lot of turf to cover today. But if you haven't seen this video, I want to play it. Up in Dallas, salon owner opens up, and the Leos walk in, and she gets cited, and she gets a court date, and the whole 9 yards. Let's see what happens.
This is Robert Montoya live here in Dallas.
This is up in Dallas. I forgot what her name is.
Right now, it's open for business.
Matter. Susan, one of the girls from Texas, Susan Straight Shooter Dantzler, she posted the video. The girls from Texas probably have it as well, and now we've got it mainstream, Raging Elephants Radio. There you see the cops going into the salon in Dallas.
Sure, yes.
Let's turn it up.
She was speaking to. So we're here in Power Texans live at Salon a la Mode in Dallas, Texas. This place opened, the location opened, and now the Dallas Fire and Rescue has shown up to speak with the owner, Shelly. She's the one in red, and they're speaking with her right now. We don't know exactly what the nature of the conversation is. She opened today, even though technically the city of Dallas and Dallas County is still under shelter-in-place and stay-home orders. She opened today. This is her business, and she also just had a barber, a licensed barber who's looking for work. She came down here in support of her and asked if she can help cut hair. Shelly agreed, and we're just watching right now. We're observing the situation. As soon as this meeting with Dallas Fire and Rescue and Dallas Police Department ends, we will try and let you know what the situation is, exactly what is being discussed.
What's going on is tyranny.
Also,
Texas tyranny is going on.
Also came and arrived at this location. One of them had a Texas flag and was waving it in support of her. People coming in to support her being open.
And you can see everybody else has got unmasked. The other stylists have unmasked. The owner has on a mask.
Again, we are live right now in Dallas at Salon a la Mode.
This woman is going to be rich. She's going to be so rich. So many Texans are going to pile in there. It's going to be a 2-month waiting list to get a haircut, to get your roots done. That Dallas Fire and Rescue officer there, to me, she needs to sit down in one of the chairs and get her hair did. That's what I think. She should take advantage instead of citing her. Sit in one of those chairs and get your hair did, girl.
And her thoughts on the situation as it's unfolding.
You're watching real defiance in action. This is not a bunch of people coming together at a state capitol, waving flags and giving speeches. This is actual Rosa Parks stuff. I will not comply. I will defy. You will not put me out of business. Government, you are not my boss. This is not brown shirt, SD, Nazi Germany. This is Texas.
Shelter-in-place orders in the city of Dallas and Dallas County. This is Robert Montoya, Metroplex Bureau Correspondent for Empower Texans, here with you. And for ongoing coverage of how the shelter-in-place policies are affecting Texans and many businesses in Texas, please be sure to check our Facebook page regularly, as well as go to TexasScorecard.com. TexasScorecard.com. All right. Looks like something may be written over there. So I'm trying to get all of you the best view I possibly can. But as you can see, there's some reflection in the glass. We're looking through a glass door right now. Okay. Again, we are here live. Dallas Fire and Rescue and the Dallas Police Department showed up here at Salon a la Mode, which opened today. And Dallas Fire and Rescue and Dallas Police have shown up.
I mean,
We're not
who
entirely sure
tipped them
what is
off?
taking place.
That's what
at
I
the
want to
moment.
know. Who tipped them off?
The lady in red is the
What
owner.
are they
Her name
doing?
is
Are they scanning? Are they monitoring
as
social
soon
media?
as
I
we
mean, what are
have
they doing?
confirmation of what
And
exactly
everybody
is
knew it. So what did she do?
transpiring, we
Did
will
she
let you
put it
know.
on social media? Hey guys,
We're not
we're
sure if
gonna
just
reopen
questions are
on
being
Friday,
asked.
fully reopen on Friday, and
We're not sure
I
exactly
don't
the
know. The
conversation
social
between the
media
authorities
squad at
and Shelley,
Dallas PD
but
found
we'll
out
get you that
about it,
information as soon as
or
we can.
I don't know. But everybody's there, and she opens her door, and Dallas PD and Fire and Rescue, they show up, and they've apparently given her a
So, as you
citation
see, Shelley appears
for
to be signing
defying, for
something,
not complying the tyrannical
kind of
dictates during
that
this
has been handed to her by Dallas Fire and
COVID-19
Rescue.
panic. She's going to be rich. I think she's going to have a waiting list to get. If you want to get your roots done, it's going to take a couple of
We do not
months.
know
You're going to
yet
have to.
what that
You're going to have to get in a
document
waiting list because this woman is
But
going to
we'll
be a
find out and
hero.
inform you as soon as we
She's a
possibly
hero.
can.
I think she's signing the
Again,
citation
you're live
as
at
right now
Solano
as we're looking at it. This
in
was earlier
Dallas.
today. Live Texas Scorecard is the one that streamed it live. See, there's a bunch of people
Someone for
around.
sure
How did they
named
know?
Security is coming out.
How did they know that this one particular woman? Look at all the media there. How did they know that this one particular woman was going to be opening up her salon full force today? Everybody shows up, the media and the cops.
Sir, what is,
And the cops
what's
show
happening
up.
right now?
They're code enforcement, so we can't let anybody else in right now.
Code enforcement is a fine being levied right now.
Code enforcement. Another phrase
So
for
security
Gestapo
just told
tactics.
us, security for this location.
This is in Texas, for crying out
told us
loud.
that this is code enforcement taking place right now. What that means, we are not sure yet.
And what it means is tyranny. That's what it means.
Thank you very much.
Hey, thank you.
That was a customer leaving the location. What are your thoughts on all this? All of you who are watching right now, please feel free to put in the comments what your thoughts are on the situation as you're watching.
Yeah, go ahead. Put your thoughts
With the
on
salon being
RagingElePhantsRadio.com's
open, with the officials
Facebook
visiting
video
right
stream.
Please
Provided
be sure
to
to
us
comment
by
your thoughts.
Empower Texans. We greatly appreciate them being on the scene for this. Code enforcement
Wait, pardon,
is the
miss?
reason given.
She just got a
Code
ticket?
enforcement.
Well, it looks like it, doesn't it? The gentleman said that they had signed something and handed it to him.
You said there was, yeah,
So there wasn't a fine yet?
that's correct. So we're not aware of a fine as of yet. Could be no fine. We don't know. As soon as we know the facts of what exactly is taking place, we will let you know.
Let's see if we can jump ahead a little.
Right now, everything at this point is just supposition. Make an announcement.
All right, so she's
Either
coming
right
out.
now,
Everybody's coming out. Here we go. She's going to have.
Shelley, the owner, is about to make an announcement.
She's going to say her
statement
piece.
of some kind.
Okay.
Hang on 1 second. Can you hold that up 1 second? Let
I
us get
can't,
a-
but it's got my personal information on it.
Well, I don't want to
what it
see
is.
that. I just want to get a white balance so you look good. No, actually the backside.
Okay, good.
It's a color adjustment to make sure you look good.
Well, look at these nails that I have not gotten done.
She don't need no help to look good. She's a woman from
So if
Texas.
I may
don't
ask
you
Shelley,
know?
what just took place right now?
Okay, yeah. So basically, the city of Dallas just issued me a citation, a violation of DFC 2016-104.1, saying that I opened in violation of the Dallas City ordinance that was added to the Dallas Fire Code, I guess, when COVID-19 went into effect. It's not an admission of guilt that I signed it. It's just saying that they issued me the citation and that I will deal with it.
Any fine?
They didn't know.
They didn't know.
I said, "How is it a fine?" And I said, "How much?" They're like, "I don't know."
Did you ask them whether that would be a daily occurrence or whether it's a one-time citation?
They did not know.
But you're not closing.
I'm not closing.
What action will you take in response to this being written out to you?
Oh, my attorney will deal with it.
So you do intend to deal with this in the courts then?
I'm not paying this.
Understood. And what message do you have to these officials seem to be coming from the city of Dallas? One of them identify themselves from the Dallas Police Department. What message do you have for the Dallas City Council and Mayor Eric Johnson right now?
I say open up businesses and this will stop happening.
And what message do you have to other Dallas business owners and also the people of Dallas during this situation?
Open up. It's your right. Open up.
Do you know if this county and the state are going to be coming as well?
I know nothing. I know as much as you guys do. If they walk up, we deal with it.
Do you have any concerns about the virus, though? And obviously,
In what sense? In my salon, no.
Why?
Well, because we're all wearing protective gear, we're all sanitizing, everything is completely sanitary in there, and I've actually not letting anybody in without a mask and into the salon. We're much more protected than Walmart, Home Depot, or any of the other shops they deem essential.
Shelley, did the officer explain why they changed their tune? Because earlier they said that they weren't going to issue a citation and they were
This
going to
has
give it to the county.
nothing to do with the Dallas Police Department. He was there just ensuring the safety of the ladies that were in there in citing the citation.
Who are the ladies?
I didn't get their names, but it says Eldridge, the officer Eldridge.
But is this from code enforcement?
This is City of Dallas citation.
Fire and rescue.
DFC, City of Dallas. It's definitely city. We haven't done county or state yet.
Do you feel like...
See, the question I still have is, who blew the whistle? I would like to know what actions did she take, and how was the media alerted about this? Apparently there's some protesters that are there in support of her. She has supporters, and we all should be supporting her and any other business, especially small business, that follows in her footsteps. But she's saying even the so-called law enforcement officers, they don't have a clue. She doesn't know if she opens tomorrow if they will be back. They probably will. They'll probably harass her to death. But she's already said she's not paying this. This woman right here, she's gonna have, I don't know how many salons she has now, but she better be looking for some real estate because she's gonna have to open about 4 or 5 more. Does she have one in Houston? It'd be a good move for her to start one in Houston. It'd be a good move to start one in San Antonio. She may not want to start one in Austin because they may burn it down. You know how they are, communists.
This is a victory in any way?
I feel like me not being in jail right now is a pretty big deal. It's nice. I mean, I dressed today thinking I better wear something comfortable. Honestly, I'm being serious.
So you were prepared for the possibility of prison for doing this? And what made this so important for you to take this action day with that possibility potentially hanging in the balance?
Because all the small business owners need to have some sort of voice, and we need to stand up for what's right, or we'll continue to get our freedom taken away.
Amen.
Oh, right. Amen. Right. Amen.
Did enforcement suggest that you shut down?
They did, and I said no, and that's why I got the violation.
Do you feel like the people being here this morning helped with that?
Helped with getting the violation?
Helped with not getting shut down or more punitive measures being taken?
I do, actually, because I think the more support that we show each other, and this is not a political thing, I'm seeing all different ages, races, political parties here, and if we stand together and not divide like they want us to, we can tackle this together.
And on Monday, it's expected that Governor Greg Abbott is going to make some kind of announcement, potentially unleashing his plans, proposals on how to start reopening Texas. Do you have anything you'd like to say to the governor right now before he speaks?
Well, I hope that he does something a little more drastic than retail to go, since you can already get retail to go when you get it mailed to you. So that was just basically, to me, something to give us so we wouldn't freak out.
Yeah, it was just a bone. It was just a bone, sister. Throwing bones, crumbs from the master's table. That's what's going on. The message from Greg Abbott is, dude, we're going to vote against you in 2022. Your presidency dreams are over. That's the message to Greg Abbott.
So, anyway, yeah.
They didn't mention anything about locking you out of the store or anything like that, or coming in?
No, they did not.
If they wanted to like that woman out of the store, a riot would happen. Good upper middle class women at lunch would actually riot.
Any other questions?
Yeah, how long, if they continue to fine you, how long will you continue to stay open?
How much paper do they have?
But they haven't issued an
Nice.
actual fine yet,
This is a citation to see a judge.
And you actually, we were talking to one lady that you came out and were offering her a job. You're looking for people not only to
She's
be
right
customers,
here.
but
She's
for
right here.
work.
I just met her.
Right.
Christy. She's a licensed hairstylist. I rent space for licensed hairstylists. A lot of my hairstylists were afraid to come today because they were afraid to get their license taken away. They're kind of scared because they worked so hard to get their license.
Wait, get their license taken away? If they show up for work, where's the legislative action? Where's the bill that was put on the governor's desk that would give law enforcement the power, any Bureau of Law Enforcement, the power to yank someone's license to practice cosmetology away? Where's that? When was that bill passed?
And even though they can't afford to feed their families, they're staying at home. So I only had 2 licensed hairstylists and 1 licensed nail tech here out of 19. And this nice lady came and said, I'm a licensed hairstylist. Do you need help? And I said, absolutely. Go get your license and your tools and a mask, and you can definitely work.
Yeah. Let this run. Who is this woman? Run her for governor. Whoever, Salon a la mode for governor. Whatever her name is, Salon a la mode in Dallas for governor.
Is there a date on that citation for you to go in front of the...
I think they said I had like 20 days or something.
We can go in.
It's not just financial desperation, it's desperation in general. I think this is a time in America where we need to be like, okay, stop. We need to take back our rights and let the government stop scaring everybody and dividing everybody. And let's stand together and say we all have one platform, and that's the Constitution, and they can't take that away.
God bless.
She's a superstar. I think we can stop it right there. I'm pretty sure some dark force political consultant is going to be hunting her down to run for office. Whoever this lady, Salon a la mode, what's her name? Lori, whatever her name is, she needs to run for governor. She should have designs on the White House. She is so right. What have I been saying for the last month? Do not comply. Defy. Do not let the government decide whether your business will exist or not exist. How fantastic is she that a licensed hairstylist comes up and says, I need a job. Why? Because perhaps her salon owner isn't as courageous as the owner of Salon a la Mode in Dallas. Maybe her salon owner has decided to acquiesce, to knuckle under to the Gestapo tactics of the White House and the governor's mansion here in Texas. And maybe, as you know, these hairstylists, they pay for the chair. It's part of their business expense. And then whatever their rent is for the chair, they got to make over that and building their own clientele in order to make a profit. And if her salon is shut down and she's leasing or renting a chair from her salon owner who doesn't have the courage of Salon a la Mode, yeah, she can't pay her rent. And a little $1,200 helicopter money ain't going to help her, even if she lives in Dallas. This woman is going to be a superstar. I think we're going to find her on some CNBC profile show is what I think. Kudos to Salon a la Mode. I don't know what she did to get that type of media exposure, but she was smart in doing it. The Leos have been probably monitoring social media. Who's going to have the courage to defy us? And they show up on the day that she opens. They found out. They were there. They cited her. They said, you must come in front of a little G God in black robes, and we're going to decide what your future is. And she's already said, I'm not paying it. I would advise her to show up. But if she can show up and she says, I'm not paying it, good for her. Every Texan should have that spirit. I bet she's multi-generational Texan. I don't think she's a transplant. I don't think she's an in-migrant, a legal in-migration Texan. She sounds multi-generational to me. She sounds like she's been in Texas for quite some time. Her family's been in Texas for quite some time. I don't know her story, but she's acting like a true Texan, like every single one of us should be acting. We should not be complying. We should be defying. Don't let the government pick winners and losers. Don't let the government control the economy when it's open and when it's closed. Act like a Texan. Open your business. Stay in business. Look out for the future of your children and your children's children as you are ordered to do in God's word. Don't let the government put you out of business and take the roof off your head. Don't let it happen. If you're a business owner, if you're an employee, you should approach your employer and say, hey, open up the business, man. We don't want to be furloughed. We don't want to be living off the government teat. We don't need unemployment compensation. We want to come and work. We want to do what fulfills us. We want our jobs. Open the Texas economy right now, more than just state parks and golf courses. Open the Texas economy right now, fully, with no restraints, no constrictions. Apply the principles of liberty. Let employers and employees decide what their work environment is going to look like to protect themselves. Texans and human beings aren't dum-dums. Open the economy right now in Texas, right now. Vote Greg Abbott out in 2022. Find a primary opponent. The owner of Salon a la Mode, I nominate her right now.
What's up, Saints and Patriots? I'm Apostle Claver, a proud Texas nationalist, and I'm here to tell you about Texit. For 25 years, Daniel Miller has been working to see the rebirth of the Republic of Texas. His work has been hard, but his passion is deep. For many Texans, there is a deep yearning, a burning to see the prophecy of Sam Houston come true. But the desire of their hearts comes with many questions. Texit has the answer. It's the new book from Daniel Miller and Defiance Press. Texit, Why and How Texas Will Leave the Union. Texit charts the path to Texas independence. This riveting book of facts and philosophy will soothe your anxiety about the coming change and build your confidence that Texans can get it done. You'll want to buy several copies for your family and friends. Like I said about this governmental mess, the only way out is out. And the best part of Texit, I'm in it. Texit, Why and How Texas Will Leave the Union. It's selling like hotcakes. Buy it on RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
RER Cross is the Christian programming of RagingElePhantsRadio.com. Pastor Stephen Broden is a featured Bible teacher.
What runs interference with God's instructive word are Satan, the world, and the flesh. Out of these three comes doubt, fear, and unbelief. Doubt and fear leads to unbelief. Unbelief, more than any other sin, is targeted towards the very character and integrity of God Himself. It challenges God's promises, His stated purposes, and casts dispersion on His plan for you and all who believe. This is what Satan did in the Garden of God with Adam and Eve. Satan led them to believe God was holding back on them and was untruthful about the consequences if they ate from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil.
Enjoy Pastor Stephen Broden, 9:30 a.m. and 9:30 p.m. Sundays on RER Cross, right here on RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
Hey, this is Barry the Music Man with the Doc Green Show, and one of their most beloved sponsors is BDAC and Heat. I'll tell you what, last summer when it was hotter than heck, my air conditioner went south for the winter. So I called BDAC and Heat. He came out the next day and put in a new, quiet, efficient system. My electric bill dropped 50%. So if you have an AC problem, you need to give Galen a call. So call Galen BD at 281-222-9591 or bdacandheat.com. 281-222-9591. Start saving money and be cool today. Hey, Barry the Music Man here for Tejas Smoke Depot. They have everything you need when it comes to smoke. Check out the 150 square foot walk-in humidor filled with a huge selection of fine cigars. Or give them a call at 830-990-1472 and order up what you want. Maybe you like to roll your own. They have it. Maybe you need a gift for a smoker in the family. How about a new pipe? They have a large selection, even a cross-section of great beers in stock. In a hurry, come by and use the drive-thru. Located at 1639 West Highway 290 in Fredericksburg, Texas. Out of town? Visit them at the website, TejasSmokeDepot.com, or call 830-990-1472. That's 830-990-1472. It's smoking.
Hey, this is Claver. I want to take a few seconds to give you some words of encouragement. Go after the dream. Some of you have embraced the dream of having your own talk show. Congratulations. You've got a lot to say, and you have the confidence to believe you can do a great job. You should start on RagingElePhantsRadio.com. Purchasing your own block time is cheap. Yeah, a lot cheaper than your local terrestrial station for sure. And we don't leave you to sink or swim. Consultation on how to get up and running is part of our service to you as an RER independent producer. Shoot me an email, info@RagingElePhantsRadio.com. info@RagingElePhantsRadio.com. I'll send you a full media kit. Launch that dream right now with RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
Numbers equal power. Spread the word about RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
That is so important. Word of mouth. Be a Raging Elephants Radio evangelist. Tell someone about Raging Elephants Radio. If you're watching right now, Facebook.com/Raging Elephants Radio. Oh, I also would like for you to be a subscriber on the RER Video YouTube channel as well. Do a search, RER Video, on YouTube. So we put up all our hot clips and things like that. But you need to share the link if you're watching Facebook.com/Raging Elephants Radio, because we've got a lot more left in this final hour with Claver, your favorite political flavor, always giving it to you straight, no chaser. And I want to talk to you about the Amazon, the RER Marketplace powered by Amazon. Look, you guys, if you want to find a great way to support the rebellious voice of Texas Liberty Media, independent media, liberty-driven media, then the Raging Elephants Radio RER Marketplace powered by Amazon is the way to do it. Very easy. Most of you guys are Amazon shoppers, especially right now. Go to RagingElePhantsRadio.com, the website. We've got Amazon links all over the place, including embedded in content. Every one of them has a search box. You hit any link and enter the Amazon website. Land on the Amazon website, and whatever you put in your shopping cart, Raging Elephants Radio will get a small commission. It's not going to be anything major. It's usually single digit. But it's certainly, with all these top fans that we have for Raging Elephants Radio, all these video views that we're getting for Raging Elephants Radio, all these listeners that we're getting through RagingElePhantsRadio.com and the RER app. If you do all your Amazon shopping by just changing your behavior with one step, instead of going directly to Amazon.com, why don't you go to RagingElePhantsRadio.com first, and then click on any Amazon link. We even have search boxes right there for you. You can search for your products right there. Go to whatever product you want right there on the website. Put it in your shopping cart. Even if you don't buy it right then, putting it in your shopping cart gives it a 30-day life for us to get a little piece of the action. That'll be great for us. Keep the lights on, actually grow our audience. And I'm especially appealing to all of you pet parents out there. You got fur babies like we do. Get all your food, all your pet toys through the RER Marketplace, the RER Pet Store. Just go to RagingElePhantsRadio.com and it all starts right there. No price changes, no service changes with Amazon. We just get a little piece of the action. Here's my fellow ultra-conservative soul brother out of the Metroplex. It's Eugene Ralph of Game Changers. Eugene, it's like the Temptations say, the song that I like to play sometimes on my heat up music. It is a ball of confusion out there, ain't it?
Yeah, man. That's stating it mildly.
And the Greg Abbott and the rest of them up there, the Three Stooges or the Four Stooges, whatever you have, the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse, Abbott, Patrick, Bonin, and Paxton aren't making things much better, are they?
Not at all, and it's unfortunate.
You're not very chit-chatty tonight, Eugene. What's going on? You're usually fired up and ready to go. I figure with this amount of tyranny being poured on our heads, you'd be decapitating people. You don't seem to be too fired up. What's going on, Eugene?
Man, I've been trying to manage my blood pressure, man. No, actually, I was listening to you talk earlier about the lady with the salon up here. She got, I don't know exactly how it started, but yesterday on one of the local talk shows, they began talking about the fact that she was going to open up, and that she had said enough is enough, and she's like, I can't afford to do this. I have to get my place open. We have to do our business. And she mentioned that she had people coming in from as far as Lubbock, talking about coming to actually, get a haircut or, do whatever they're going to do, I guess, to support her. So obviously I was listening to sounded like Robin Montoya from Empowered Texans from up this way.
Yeah.
Was doing a part of the interviews.
Yeah.
And so basically, I've been listening to everything I, could grasp in regard to this, and obviously the media, I don't know what they actually said about it, because I only got it from talk radio. But the guy on the talk radio station, he was in support of what she was doing, and basically she was saying that people just need to open up their businesses and say forget it. And I liked that attitude, that spirit, because that's where we are. We've been here for a while, and honestly, I've been waiting patiently to see how long it's going to be before people said enough is enough, because initially we were told this was going to be 2 weeks, and it wasn't, the social distancing and all that kind of stuff, and it wasn't necessarily a shutdown. Then a couple weeks later they come with all, we got to shut everything down, and social distancing, and
they're expanding it. They're expanding it. Even as we speak, they are expanding the window that they are going to exact tyranny on us. I mean, look at this one right here down here in Houston, Eugene. A story came out. Barbara brought it to my attention. Houston, down here in H-Town, and we are under assault, by the way, down here in Houston. That's why I'm wearing the colors. I got to wear the colors. I got the colors on today because we're under attack. Houston officials say residents in Texas' most populous county will be required to wear something that covers their face while out in public for 30 days starting Monday. So they're extending. It says the requirement in Harris County, which has nearly 5 million residents, set off a backlash from Houston's police union and Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, who called the measure, quote, the ultimate government overreach, end of quote. The rule applies to those 10 and older, I guess 10 years old and older, and those in violation could face a fine of up to $1,000. So now they're saying from 30 days from Monday, so that goes all the way off until pretty much the end of May. Okay, so they're extending the window of tyranny. The brown shirts are going to be out. And I guess if you're riding around and you don't have some sort of face covering, if you don't look like the Frito Bandito, they're going to pull you over. They're going to check your papers. And they're going to give you a citation like the Salon a la mode lady. And this is ultimately untenable. Texans are going to do more than just show up at houses of governance like state capitals and governor's mansions. They're going to show up. They're going to open up their businesses. I think this lady has started something. They're going to open up their businesses. They're not going to take this tyranny. I wish they would pull me over. I wish they would give me a citation, because I'm not going to pay it. I would not pay it, not one bit. I will defy. I will not comply. Eugene.
Yeah, and I totally agree with that. Actually, matter of fact, if they give me a citation, they'd be giving me two, because I'd throw that one on the ground. The bottom line is like there's no reason for this. And see, I've talked about this with a couple of people, trying to help them understand the nature of what we're dealing with here. They call these guys bullies. They're not bullies. They're tyrants, basically, and tyrants have to be dealt with as tyrants. Look, just imagine if this crap was going on where, say, the left, I would say in and of themselves, where the left was actually the people opposing this. Now, in this particular thing, I think probably people across the spectrum will be opposing these crazy edicts that are being put out. Because last Friday, I think it was, sometime last week, our county judge, Clay Jenkins, also, what he said was, he had something similar to that. He said that if you were out shopping or whatever, in order to go into a business, you had to have your face covered. And he was saying that the businesses, all of the employees had to have their faces covered. And basically there was such a backlash on that until he backed off of it. Well, number one, he was out of line because that was not a vote by the county commissioners. That was actually just him just saying that. The county commissioners, which are 4 other ones, got together and they ended up holding a vote, and I think it was 3-2 to vote it down. So basically what they ended up doing was, he said, this is a suggestion. So it's basically what they did was they voted to take the teeth out of it. In other words, it's not mandatory. So many of the businesses I see out here now, they have these stupid signs up talking about you can't come in without a face mask. So, I was in the hood the other day and I saw this guy selling some face masks for like $5 for $5. So I got me one, right? I got me a pack of them, and what I do is I go in the store with the face mask and I get it on and get in there and I pull it down under my chin. So, man, look, I'm not worried about getting no doggone virus. And the bottom line is, if somebody wants to wear a face mask, that should be their business if they want to wear a face mask. But you can't force people to do stuff, And this stuff about wearing face masks if you're out in public, that is pure tyranny. That is pure tyranny in its purest form. And, when they're telling you what you have to do and all this kind of foolishness, lady sent me an email last night. She says, lady up somewhere in North Dallas, the code enforcement came and arrested her. She's a musician with the Dallas Symphony, sitting in her front yard playing her harp for the people in the neighborhood are sitting in their front yard enjoying it, and they arrested her. I'm like, see, that's the kind of crap. This is code enforcement, and these little stupid cops out here doing this crap. They're going to get themselves in a world of hurt. I'm telling you, man, because the bottom line is people are going to get to the point they ain't going to tolerate this crap. And I guarantee you, had a crowd of people not been out there this morning, that picture of that woman at that salon would have been much different.
Yeah, that police sergeant would have arrested her. And this media was there. Supporters were there. They probably saw the same program that you saw her on, or heard the same radio interview that you heard, and that's how they got wind of it. And they showed up. And if they hadn't been there, that police sergeant would have slapped the cuffs on her. I bet. I
guarantee you, man, it will require that the crowds and the supporters show up consistently to make sure that none of these, whether it be government or a bunch of jackasses coming from the left, or coming from the foolish side, come there and try to do any kind of harm to this. They need to show up consistently and be ready to defend. I'm telling you, man. Look, so I don't know if you've heard about this group called Open Texas. Have you heard of them?
Yeah, I'm part of the group. Yeah.
Okay.
Some of them watching the program right now.
Right. So I guess they have different strands around the state. I get an email from somebody that's supported that group. And one of the things I thought was ridiculous was in the email, they're saying, we want to make sure we practice social distancing. I don't give a crap about social distancing. We're at a protest rally, and we're out here telling these people we don't like what you're doing. And they're concerned about what it looks like. Let me tell you something, man. That's the reason why I've been backed off, because I'm like, I just can't go. I can't play these stupid games. We're either going in this thing, we're going to fight for success, or we're not going to fight at all. That's my approach. I'm not. There's no willy-nilly kind of tiptoeing through the tulips kind of game here. And it's not a game. This is serious business. Yeah, and it's time these people wake up and smell the coffee. Second thing they said was, if you see, this is the part that really frosted me. If you see a policeman, thank them for their service. Like, are you kidding? These are the people that's out here enforcing these unconstitutional laws. And you're going to thank them? I'm not talking, look, man, I know a bunch of cops, okay? I'm talking about the cop force in general. And most of the ones I know, most of them, they're okay. But they just happen to be caught up in something. And then this is the part that got me. The woman from up in Plano, she's they're having a rally at Frisco tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Now, why would they have a rally on a Saturday is beyond me, because all of the offices are definitely going to be closed, and it's not like people are going to work, so they can't make it on a weekday. But anyway, I don't understand the logic. I'm just telling you what I heard. They're having one in Frisco tomorrow, and so the guy on the radio asked her. He was referring to their activity as a protest. Listen carefully to what I said. Oh, no. What we're not doing is protesting. We're supporting the opening of Texas. We don't want to be caught up believing that we're protesting. And that's what did it. I'm like, I will not be a part of any of that crap, because the people in charge of this mess, they're a bunch of jackasses. They don't know what the hell they're doing, okay? Their attitudes, their whole approach is wrong. Okay? This is the problem. No, man, you go at this thing and you let anybody know that gets in your way. If you come this way, it's going to be a problem. They have to adapt the mentality of the Occupy Wall Streeters. They have to adapt the mentality of the radicals that run on the left and apply those same principles on the right. Unfortunately, we got a bunch of people that have no idea what the hell they're doing. And whether or not this stuff is successful will be beyond me, but it's going to take a whole lot more people doing it. I tell you what, because let me tell you something, man. Here in Dallas, on our commissioner's court, this guy named John Wiley Price, you may have heard of him.
Oh, yeah.
Black guy, been there for like 40 years.
Yeah, corrupt.
Radical liberal.
And
he's
corrupt.
in agreement with us. Now, just tell me how upside down that is. But you know what? The district he represents, his people are the ones suffering. The majority of the blacks and Hispanics in his district, they're the ones suffering the worst. He understands that. And he's the one that's been voting with us consistently. That's what I'm talking about, man. If these people had any kind of sense, they'd be trying to rally the forces with everybody. Everybody. From all walks of life. Because everybody's being affected by this. In my opinion, Donald Trump got played. Donald Trump got played by Fauci and Burks, or whatever his name is. He's coming in talking that crap. Because I'm going to tell you something, bro. If I was president or any kind of an executive, they come telling me about shutting down my economy, I would tell them take a flying leap. Take a long walk off a short pier. There ain't no way in hell I'm going to shut down no economy. Look, we've been having people die from diseases since the beginning of time. And trust me, all of this crap we're doing ain't going to stop a doggone thing. You tell me, they're lying about the numbers. Something else was in the email. Here in Dallas, on a couple of occasions, this is just the ones they reported, here it is, people coming out of hospitals, went in there for whatever they went in there for, had no COVID-19 whatsoever, are being asked to sign some kind of release form saying that they are COVID-free and they had the disease when they didn't. I'm telling you, man, this stuff is it is so jacked up in so many different ways. And so, you know,
and the suggestion of national testing by Fauci or maybe Birx, but I believe it was Fauci, as if you've got to have some sort of ID card in your back pocket saying that you've tested negative in order for you to be able to go back to work or go get a gallon of gas, I guess.
Look, man, Fauci is nothing but a left-wing liberal who happens to be an epidemiologist, okay? They come in all stripes. And Fauci had recently, I would say about 2 weeks ago, him and what's the Microsoft guy?
Bill Gates.
Yeah, we're meeting, talking about this stuff. And I'm just sitting here listening, and briefly, I clicked my TV on the same day that they think they had the meeting, and I see Fox News interviewing Bill Gates for this long, lengthy interview, as if Bill Gates has some kind of knowledge about this kind of stuff. No, look, Bill Gates has an agenda, okay? And so the whole point is that
he has a vested interest. He has a financial vested interest, and so does Fauci, who has a conflict of interest, because apparently the dots have been connected, and he's got something to do with the development of vaccines on this. He's going to pocket something.
You know, there's probably all kinds of dots that you can connect, and many of them going to be legitimate to all of this stuff. It only comes down to one thing for me. Is what they're doing constitutional? Hell no, it's not.
No.
Does what they do have a totally negative effect on the lives of American citizens? Yes, and that is not right. And this little chump we got up here is Governor Abbott. He come out here with this little crap about retail to go. Let me tell you something. That's the worst joke I've ever heard. Because the bottom line is there is no such thing as retail to go. No stores don't have a menu. You can go and look at items and see everything. Even stores that have websites don't have every item on the website. People go in stores to shop. They go in the store and they might have the intention of buying one or two things and end up coming out there with 10. And that is the way stores make their money. And this retail to go crap, look, if these merchants have any kind of sense, they're going to get with the program. They're going to organize, and they're going to come hard against the government. You're going to tell the government, take a flying leap. We're opening our business. And guess what? For these months where we weren't being paid, you won't get paid either. The moment, I think the outcry has to be that all government officials, every government official, and I'm talking about elected office, needs to not receive pay for the entire time of the shutdown.
There you go.
And then, let me tell you, and I guarantee you, not only, and matter of fact, since they've already been paid for that time, let this go forward. For the 2 months that we were shut down, that we didn't get paid, now 2 months going forward, you won't get paid until everything is completely open.
And you're making a perfect segue for the next segment, Eugene. I want to take a break right here. I got to play this first.
When Andrew Jackson ran for president in 1828, his opponents called him a jackass. Jackson liked the image so much, it became the mascot of the new Democratic Party.
Now, a little bit earlier, you mentioned the jackasses, and of course, I routinely call the Democrats the jackasses because it is their official mascot since 1828. And we're going to take a short break. When we get back, Eugene, I want to talk about how the jackasses are taking advantage of this. They see the money being printed. They've got their snouts at the trough. They want bailouts left and right for them, for the government. If any unions are being hurt, I want to talk about that, what the jackasses are doing. You Saints and Patriots don't go anywhere. This is Raging Elephants Radio, the rebellious voice of Texas liberty. If you're not listening, you're not learning. This is where you come to get your fill of Texas pride, to get your edification as a Texan, this unique civilization. Don't cut the stream.
Hey guys, spring is just around the corner and it's time to check out your air conditioning system. Call Galen Beatty with Beatty AC and Heat, 281-222-9591. And mention this commercial and you can save $15 off your next checkout. Galen Beatty is my AC guy, and he needs to be your AC guy too. No one does it better than he does. This family-owned business is the best in Houston. And even if you're out of town, if you need to replace your entire heating and AC system, Galen Beatty is going to be your best bet. He'll check everything from your thermostats to your air handler to make sure that you're getting the most efficient system ever. Nobody does it like Galen Beatty, and the price is always right. So be sure to mention this commercial and save an extra $15 today. That's Galen Beatty with BeattyACandHeat.com. BEEE ACandHeat.com. 281-222-9591. 281-222-9591. Call him today.
Automobile aficionado, Apostle Claver here. Let me introduce you to my mechanic, an ASC certified mechanic, Andre at America's Repair in Houston. Now, you guys know I'm a former fully sponsored race car driver and I own a high performance auto. You bet I'm particular about who even touches my car. I go to America's Repair to get all my auto work done, and you should too. Andre has served Spring Branch and all of Houston for over 20 years. America's Repair will match or beat any competitor's price. All repairs come with a 1-year, 12,000-mile warranty. America's Repair is a complete car care and repair center. State inspection, muffler and exhaust work, wheel alignment, brake work, tune-ups, engine transmission work, auto body and paint. Great deals on oil change and AC checkup. America's Repair accepts all extended warranties. 2005 North Gessner, 1 mile north of Memorial City Mall in the Katy. Wednesday is senior citizen discounts. Thursday, active military discount. Call 713-467-2001. 713-467-2001. AmericasRepair.com. Or click the ad on RagingElephantsRadio.com.
Green Air Technology will sanitize, sterilize, and defunkifies your home. Our treatment utilizes a high-output biocleaner to eradicate bacteria, germs, and airborne pathogens and allergens in any home, vehicle, or facility. So if your facility or home smells funky like a bow-legged monkey, call Green Air Technologies. We are dedicated to eliminating odor and airborne contaminants at home, at work, or even in your vehicle. Now featuring Biosphere. Call Jim Green at 346-254-9217 or go to greenairtech.com. 346-254-9217 or go to greenairtech.com.
What do you care about Washington, D.C.? D.C. doesn't care about you. You're a Texan. You're a Texan above all else. And there's only one radio station that's going to feed your need for Texas power and independence. RagingElePhantsRadio.com. Finally, the Patriots of the Lone Star State have a unified voice to fight back and organize. 24/7, 365. RagingElePhantsRadio.com is going to give you what you need to know about Texas politics, liberty, and independence. Take us wherever you go. RagingElePhantsRadio.com. Streaming on your computer, smartphone, tablet, and internet auto.
Numbers equal power. Spread the word about RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
Spread the word. Be a Raging Elephants Radio evangelist. If you're watching right now, Facebook.com/Raging Elephants Radio. Go ahead. Please, pretty please with a cherry on top, share the link. Let your liberty-driven friends know that there is a rebellious voice of Texas liberty. Let's get right back to Eugene Ralph, my fellow ultra-conservative soul brother, based out of the Metroplex. And there's a lot of action happening up there in the Metroplex. Eugene, let's talk about the jackasses, also known as the Democrat Party. And they want bailouts. Now, let's look at this. The federal government's budget is approximately $4 trillion, in which they're spending in deficit as it is already. And now we're going to have ourselves a couple of bailout packages. That's going to be another $4 trillion. And so the likes of Cuomo and Gavin Newsom and the other jackasses from around the United States, governors, county executives, and mayors of municipalities, they've come out with a grand number of $500 billion for bailout. And there are some out there, including me, some folks out there with a bigger name ID that are saying, let these states go bankrupt. Let them go bankrupt. Some of them were already going to go bankrupt, and we know that. And they're looking to this panic as a bailout from their fiscal malfeasance, not because of the economic shutdown, not because they're necessarily losing tax revenue because of the panic. They were already in trouble, and I believe what they're looking for is a bailout of their fiscal malfeasance before COVID-19 was invented and unleashed on the world. What's your thoughts, Eugene Ralph?
Well, I believe that there should. I agree with you that there should not be any kind of assistance coming from the federal government regarding these states. The reality is they're not going to go bankrupt. They'll be forced to make adjustments with their spending because the bottom line is they will have income. The question is how much income will they have, and so.
But they don't want to
adjust their spending.
They're Democrats, Eugene. They're Democrats. They're not going to want to cut here in Texas. I had Jason Isaac on a couple of days ago, who's now with TPPF, and the revenue coming into Texas is going to be severely diminished. Severely diminished. I mean, you got leftists. I have an article that I wanted to try to get to today. I doubt I will. I'll get to it next week. That are saying, you know what, Texas voters made a big mistake back in November by outlawing the income tax. This would have been the one fantastic, perfect time to introduce an income tax to make up for the revenue shortfall that the panic is causing, the economic shutdown is causing. Thank you, Jesus, that Texas voters were smart enough, were liberty-driven enough that back in November, they did outlaw essentially the income tax here in the state of Texas, because the leftists, especially if they take over in the 2021 legislative session, they certainly would have introduced, without question, an income tax to make up the shortfall. Even here in Texas, there is a strong possibility that these nimnongs up in Austin would take bailout money from Washington because there's not going to be enough money there for the rainy day fund. That comes from the severance tax. That comes from the oil and gas that we get out of Texas anointed soil. And so the Economic Stabilization Fund, the Rainy Day Fund, is going to be bankrupt. They will not be able to balance the budget with the ESF, with the Rainy Day Fund. We may find Texas government taking a bailout. They may be joining the jackasses in wanting a bailout from the federal government, from the Federal Reserve. We're going to pay for this in the form of inflation. There will be a bill due for all this bailout stuff, and the possibility of Texas being a part of it is a real reality because they don't want to cut. They don't want to cut. You're saying they're going to have to cut because of revenue shortfall. They're not going to want to cut, and they're going to squeeze Washington. They're going to squeeze Pennsylvania Avenue, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, and get every penny that they need to bail them out of their previous COVID-19 fiscal malfeasance, and that includes Texas. Your response, Eugene.
I agree. They don't want to cut, but there are people who do things that they don't want to do all the time when they don't have any other choice. So they have to be forced into a position where they have to cut. And the thing is, the people have to be on top of it to make sure that the right things get cut. The bottom line is government is too fat. It don't matter which level it is. And all levels need to be cut. I mean, I drive around Dallas. And, you know, a city like Dallas, and I'm quite sure you can see it in Houston, and I look at a city like Dallas and the fact that we have all of these houses being overtaxed on property taxes, and they from time to time they talk about they're short on money. Look, I don't care if you're short on money. My thing is, if you're short on money, cut something that don't need to be in there, because there's a ton of stuff we can easily go in there and find that proves our point. So one of the things that I think is happening is going to happen, is if it hasn't already begun to happen right here in Texas, is the fact that the rainy day fund was dipped into in this last session, which Republicans, those jackasses on our side, are equally responsible for dipping into that rainy day fund, because that could have been a little bit of a buffer from what we're going to be dealing with. And on top of that, you see, I am equally as frustrated with many, not all, obviously, but many on the Republican side, and I don't cut them any more slack. As a matter of fact, I'm more vitriolic towards them than I am some of these Democrats, because you expect the fool to be a fool. But the ones that are supposed to be pretending to be your friends are the ones that you need to deal with them forthrightly when they're in error. And the bottom line is, I'm not trying to be friends with these people if they don't want to do the right thing. To get the hell out the way and find somebody that can do the job. So my point is that, yes, we have a problem, and I don't doubt that Abbott, just like, you know, him and Patrick and all the rest of them, are going to do the same things that they accuse the Democrats of doing. It's the responsibility of the people to hold them accountable, which we have not gotten to yet. So the question is, this is going to be a ground-up led fight, if it's going to be led at all. And the bottom line is, when you look at what Trump is doing, Trump by nature is a liberal, okay? Now, people can say he's done all kinds of conservative things since he's been in office, but by his nature, this guy was a New York liberal. Ted Cruz mentioned that when he was running against him and got a lot of flack for it, but that's just the reality. And it's unfortunate because every now and then you see it rising its ugly head, because any conservative, any person who's truly has conservatism and constitutionalism inbred in their veins is not going to ever go to go to support some stupid idea like shutting down the entire economy to begin with. That's problem number one. Most of the people on the higher levels don't want to admit that, because then they will have to go and slam their own guy, but either slam his behind him against the wall and get his head straight, because bottom line is we need to be going in the right direction. Guy called up Russ today, made the point that if Trump keeps going in the direction he's going, the reality is he's going to risk getting reelected. People can't fathom that thought, because they can't fathom having an idiot like Joe Biden in office, and neither can I. But the bottom line is the Democrats are doing everything they can to take care of prop this guy up in order that they can get control of the reins of the office. The reality is also the fact that if Trump continues on, yes, it'll be just enough people that decide I'm not going to vote because I'm not satisfied with this crap. You killed my business. You screwed up my income, and I'm supposed to vote for you? I don't care. You can talk all the noise you want, man. Look, there's people that's gone on that doggone IRS.gov website countless times, can't get through to even get their little pizzly $1,200 that they claim they're going to give them. And how far does that go anyway? I mean, look, there's people that make more than that in a week. And we've been down now for going on 2 months? No, man, I'm sorry. This dog don't hunt. So the bottom line is, no, Abbott, Mr. I don't know. At this point, I try not to discuss this guy because he is disgusting. And the thing is, yes, because a person does a few things right, you don't give them credit for doing what they're supposed to do. I'm not going to thank somebody for doing the job they're supposed to do. No, I'm going to tell you if I think you did an exceptional job of the job that you're supposed to do. Yes, I'll congratulate you then. But I'm not going to go and thank you for doing what I'm paying you to do. So that dog don't hunt. The bottom line is these people need to be held accountable, and it's got to be done by the people who actually vote. And the people who need to vote, need to get some red blood flowing in their spines and say, we will not tolerate this foolishness any longer. If they're not willing to do that, then you will see Texas go by the wayside just like all the rest of these places.
There's no question about it. No question about it. That's Eugene Ralph, my fellow ultra-conservative soul brother, always full of fire. I don't know why I had to jank the start cord on this today. I had to start him up for some reason today. I don't know, but once he got going.
No, man. The reality is, I was giving you a chance to ask me another question.
Oh, okay, all right. I'm
trying not to take over your show.
I am supposed to be the facilitator. I get that. I understand that. Eugene Ralph of Game Changers, and it's CHAIN Game Changers. And Eugene,
yes,
what is the mantra, the slogan, the mission statement of Game Changers?
We are working to break the mental changes of progressivism with information, education, activation. Just visit us on Facebook. We've been having some issues trying to get our website back up, but just visit us on Facebook for right now. GameChangers.com. Game Changers on Facebook.
Game Changers on Facebook. Trying to build a conservative voting bloc, voting base through racial diversity, something that Eugene and I are passionate about. All right, Eugene, have a good weekend, man. Don't forget to wear your mask.
Thank you, brother.
You may get a ticket.
Yeah. Look, I'll get arrested because I'm tossing it on the ground.
I would shred it. Yeah, I'd shred it. That's Eugene Ralph, Saints and Patriots. Don't go anywhere. We're not done yet. The hot ticket is up next. The hot ticket. Tina, Moody, Brian. You don't want to miss her. That's for sure. Don't cut the stream. If you're not listening, you're not learning. This is where you get edified. You are a liberty-driven Texan.
Maintaining your home air conditioner is just as important as maintenance on your car. You don't know the big difference there's going to be until you've had the work done. I thought my system was working fine, but now it's better than ever. Galen Beatty did it for me, and he'll do it for you. Good servicing will not only keep your system performing well during the sweltering summers here in Houston, but it will save you money year after year. In my case, it cut my AC power consumption by 20%. Do what I did. Have Galen Beatty set up regular AC maintenance to cut your energy bill and prevent system failure at the worst time. And what's better than being comfortable and saving money? Whether you need a basic tune-up or it's time to put in a new super efficient system, you should call Beatty AC 281-222-9591. That's 281-222-9591 to schedule an AC system tune-up. Beatty AC and Heat. That's B-E-E-D-E AC and Heat.com. BeattyACandHeat.com.
What's up, Saints and Patriots? I'm Apostle Claver, a proud Texas nationalist, and I'm here to tell you about Texas. For 25 years, Daniel Miller has been working to see the rebirth of the Republic of Texas. His work has been hard, but his passion is deep. For many Texans, there is a deep yearning, a burning to see the prophecy of Sam Houston come true. But the desire of their hearts comes with many questions. Texas has the answer. It's the new book from Daniel Miller and Defiance Press. Texas, Why and How Texas Will Leave the Union. Texas charts the path to Texas independence. This riveting book of facts and philosophy will soothe your anxiety about the coming change and build your confidence that Texans can get it done. You'll want to buy several copies for your family and friends. Like I've said about this governmental mess, the only way out is out. And the best part of Texas, I'm in it. Texas, Why and How Texas Will Leave the Union. It's selling like hotcakes. Buy it on RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
Green Air Technology will sanitize, sterilize, and defunkifies your home. Our treatment utilizes a high-output biocleaner to eradicate bacteria, germs, and airborne pathogens and allergens in any home, vehicle, or facility. So if your facility or home smells funky like a bow-legged monkey, call Green Air Technologies. We are dedicated to eliminating odor and airborne contaminants at home, at work, or even in your vehicle. Now featuring Biosphere. Call Jim Green at 346-254-9217 or go to greenairtech.com. 346-254-9217 or go to greenairtech.com.
It's no secret about the censorship that big technology companies are practicing as we speak. Are there ways to get around this? For us at Raging Elephants Radio and for you, the Raging Elephants Radio app is the way to do that. It gives us direct communication to you with no middleman. No Facebook, no Google, no Twitter. Raging Elephants Radio and you in direct connection. No interception. Beat the censorship. Download the Raging Elephants Radio app.
Texas Talk is all the rage. Apostle Claver T. Kamau-Imani on RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
I feel so sorry for sports talk right now. Sports radio talk. They've got nothing to talk about, especially here in Houston. The NFL draft was last night. I didn't watch a single second of it. I forgot that it was even supposed to be on last night. Texans don't even get a pick to the second round till tonight. The Cowboys got a pretty good pick from what I understand. In the first round. They got a good wide receiver out of Oklahoma. But when you turn on talk radio, sports talk radio, they're talking about Jimmy Buffett and Margaritaville. They're in trouble. They're in big trouble. There's plenty to talk about on Raging Elephants Radio. Tina!
Claver. Claver?
Yeah?
Okay. So here's my question.
All
Are
right.
we even going to be able to have football? When football rolls around, are we going to be able to have a stadium with people in it, Claver? Or are we going to have to skip a seat and then skip a row and have the masks that either say, the Texans or Cowboys for our face masks? I mean, how is this going to work? Now, it's a moneymaker right there, okay? Can you imagine all of the cool little face masks that we can have with our favorite team
No, but
logo?
you would have to have an NFL licensing agreement before you could sell face masks with team logos on it. You know the NFL is going to profit off of that. Come on, Tina.
Well, of course, I know. But, a girl's got to do what a girl's got to do. Just trying to think about all this, I've been very bummed about the sports lately. It's hard to get into it, isn't it?
Yeah.
When there's nothing, you can't see a live game for anything. You really don't know what's going to happen. And it just made me start thinking about the whole deal. Are we going to have, is there going to be stadiums full of people or not? I don't know.
There's supposed to be stadiums full of people right now because it's supposed to be baseball season. But we don't, you know. Well, Tina, I'm just thinking that once your beautiful, full head of hair grows back, you may have to take a trip to Salon a la Mode in Dallas and give this woman some business.
Let me tell you.
You may have to offer her, you may have to say, girlfriend, we need to go in business. I got a perfect location for you in Longview, Texas. Open up a salon in Longview. You need to be her partner. I'm just telling you right now.
I'm telling you, I was talking to my sister, Gina, and we were discussing this. Listen, I was ready to get into my Escalante for two reasons. Number one, I was back at the Kroger today, okay, and I was a little less than half a tank. I filled it up for $17 because I had 20 cents off a gallon already, okay. $17. Now, for a consumer, that's good, but we hate it, for the oil. And gas, because it's not good. I mean, our state is, we're in trouble. We're in trouble, Claver. And, but I did get it for $17, which was good. But I was talking to my sister and I said, Gina, I know, because my sister has a beautiful head of hair. I said, look, you could use a trim. We could get the roots done for you. Go on, just drive on up to Dallas. And I said, I want to see, maybe she can shine my head up for me. She could put a shine onto it, Claver. I would sit in a chair proudly and gladly to support her. She is my hero. I mean, look at this woman. Not only is she beautiful, but she knew what she was talking about. She was clear. She was precise. I mean, and you're right. She needs to run for something. I figure that somebody will be knocking on her door asking her to do something. I figure she's going to be on Fox News. I mean, she's pretty enough to be on Fox News. But yeah, I think it's great. I mean, and it's kind of like what we talked about last week. I think, you were saying, what is it going to take? Business owners, just defy and say, we are not going to comply. I get it. But then also, it's fearful. We are fearful of what the government can do to us, what the state of Texas could do to us, But once one person took that step like she has today, I cannot wait. I imagine there's going to be more and more and more Texas business owners coming out and saying, enough is enough. You have stolen from us. You have ruined our businesses. The economy is shot, and we've had enough. And I'm very proud. That is the way Texans act right there. Exactly what she did. I mean, kudos to her.
Yeah, I can't remember her name or whatever. I didn't get her name, but the owner of Salon a la Mode for governor. That's who should be governor, for crying out loud. And it is going to take the embarrassment to Greg Abbott, Dan Patrick, Ken Paxton, Dennis Bonnen, and the rest of the four horsemen of the apocalypse up there in Austin to be embarrassed by these business owners that say we will not comply, we will defy, we will not allow you to put us out of business. That woman said they can give me all the citations they want. They said the media person, the reporter asked, well, what if they come back tomorrow? How many of these citations are you willing to receive? She said, well, how much paper do they have? And she said, I'm not going to.
That was my favorite.
How much paper do they have? We have a constitution, we have rights, and we are not going to allow the government to put us out of business. And there she was. Another stylist shows up, probably heard the interview on local media. That's how the local media found out about it. That's how law enforcement found out about it and showed up to try to shut her down and gave her a little piece of paper. And she said, I'm not going to pay it. It's going to take more of these businesses opening it up and saying, we defy, we will not comply, embarrass Abbott, embarrass Patrick, and force them. Come and arrest us.
Yeah.
Show yourself as a jackbooted thug. Show yourself as a proponent of Gestapo tactics. Come on and try to shut me down. Come on and try to cite me. I'm not going to comply. I will defy. And you know me, Tina, from the very beginning, I've been saying, that's what I've been saying. That's what I've been encouraging Texas employers to do. Do not let the government destroy your investment, in some instances, a multi-generational investment that you want to leave to your children and your children's children. And over a third of small businesses are already scheduled, projected to go out of business. There is no bailing out for them. In order to make up that shortfall, that means new businesses have to be created, and it's not going to be easy. Tina, what do you think?
Yeah, it's exactly right. And Claver, especially in the restaurant business, businesses, just by nature, they're very difficult. I mean, to survive. And I thank God that what my father started, almost 40 years ago, that we are still able to have a business. And that's why he left it for the family. And that's what daddies do. They leave an inheritance to their children, right? That's biblical right there. But then when no fault of our own, we wake up one day and all of a sudden it is jerked out from underneath our feet, and we're all going, wait a minute, this is not the way that it's unconstitutional, and you're destroying what my dad worked his butt off to leave for his family. And so it takes guts and it takes courage, but especially in businesses like restaurants, they're very difficult to be successful. And to think that of no fault of our own, and just think by the grace of God, we're able to get through this. But Claver, us and a lot of other business owners are still waiting for our PPP money. We're still waiting. And how long has it been, right? And so it's craziness. This has got to stop, and it's got to stop now. And thank God for her. And I pray more and more citizens will stand up, business owners and just regular citizens that want to get out there and go eat. I was watching just a commercial the other day of showing a movie or something, and, it was a family just sitting in a restaurant eating burgers together, and I thought, my God, when is the last time have we been able to do this? I mean, seriously.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Here's the thing, Tina. Even if they talk about turning on the economy full blast right now, there's still a lot more pain left because folks have gone without paychecks. The workers' compensation checks haven't been coming in. They're not getting the PPP. The RIS checks are not coming in. Okay, so disposable income, which a lot of people use to go out to restaurants like the Butcher Shop, the best restaurant in Longview, the best restaurant behind the Pine Curtain in Northeast Texas, they're not going to have any disposable income. You can open up the theaters tomorrow. They're not going to have any disposable income. You talk about drive-by retail. Folks aren't going to have disposable income. They're going to continue to buy food at Kroger. They're going to continue to buy food at Walmart and buy gasoline to fill up their Escalantes. But when it comes to disposable income, I mean, they're going to have to cut their own hair. I mean, I don't know, Tina. It's going to take a while. The damage in some instances is irreparable. The economy is going to change forever. Heard Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank today saying when it comes to real estate, that whole landscape is going to change, especially on the commercial side, because you now have employers that have been forced to shut down and use high technology in order to try to keep some sort of cash flow coming in. And they are going to say, we don't need all of this real estate. So the impact, the domino effect on commercial and residential real estate, because if you don't have a job, you can't get an apartment. If you don't have a job, you can't pay rent. If you don't have a job, no matter the fact that the 30-year mortgage is at, just above 3%, you can't afford the down payment. You can't release that cash. Most Americans don't have $500 in a savings account. They can't last for 2 weeks. They can't pay their bills beyond a month. Open up the economy, it's going to take a while for things to get to some sort of normal, and businesses are going to drop like flies left and right. Tina.
Yeah, and here's another thing too that they have been very good about. They have put the American people, Texans and everybody else, in a state of fear, right? Fearful. So they're afraid to go out and go to a restaurant. They're afraid to go to a movie theater, things like that, because of all of this. Oh, am I going to get the COVID and all that? So if they do, you're exactly right, Claver. Say Abbott said, okay, enough is enough. I'm just opening the state of Texas. Everybody just go back to the way it was, 8 weeks ago. And just open up your business and let's go. Well, I'm going to tell you, it's not like people are going to be banging the doors down to get in all at one time. You're still going to have fearful people out there. Claver, and I'll say this. So today I'm at Kroger and I'm getting gas. And I've seen all kinds of craziness. I'm sure that you have too with different things that people are using for masks. I've seen them use the plastic bags that their groceries go in. I've seen boxer shorts.
Boxer shorts.
Boxer shorts. That Claver.
Tidy whities. People walking into a grocery store, walking into a McDonald's with tidy whities around their face. Oh, I hope they don't have any skid marks. Lord have mercy.
Oh my God, Claver. Boxer shorts. I've seen the actual Kroger plastic bags, but this beats everything. And when I told my sister, she about fell off of her chair. So I've got the gas thing. I'm putting the gas in my Escalante, and I'm just kind of looking up, watching while you're waiting for it to fill up. Claver, I see this woman. She is going into Kroger, right? She doesn't have a mask on her face. She's got nothing in her hands. Claver, she reached up and snatched the wig off of her head and covered her nose and her mouth with the wig that she had on her.
You're not telling the truth. You made that up. No woman in Longview, Texas is going to snatch her wig off and use it for a face mask. Lord have mercy.
Yes.
No.
Claver.
That is so country. That's so country.
I'm telling you, Claver. she snatched it off of her head, and she put that it's a little wig, like maybe the little topper, the thing that just goes like on top of your head, right? It's not a full-fledged wig. Jerks and snatches it off that head, puts it over her nose and her mouth, and I looked up to I'm waiting for the cameras, right? I'm thinking, I'm being punked here, right? I'm waiting for somebody to come away from the pump, and say, hey, you're on, candid camera. No, Claver. If I would have thought about it, if I was so stunned about what I saw, I would have taken my camera and done a picture or stuff. I could not believe it. So do you see what I'm talking about? The woman was so fearful of not having anything on her face and didn't think about it that she uses the wig on top of her head. Are you kidding me right now? This is the craziness and the insanity that what every bit of this, pandemic is. I like to call it. I call it a scam-demic is what I call it. It's a big nothing but a scam, and that's exactly what it's done. And it's made people scared, and then they're telling on each other. Oh, so-and-so doesn't have their mask on, or so-and-so has more than 10 people, or they're not 6 feet away. They're not doing the social distancing, and I am sick of it all. But it's a very serious matter of what is going to happen once that we do. And I don't even know what I'm going to say on Monday. How is it? How are we going to start opening back up? I mean, really, just open the freaking state up
just
and let
open
people
it
get
up,
back
man.
to work.
Just say, look, all restrictions down, and they're going beyond that, Tina. I only got about 30 seconds left, but they're going beyond that. Now the threat of if you walk out of your house without a mask on, the Leos will pull you over and give you $1,000 fine. That's what's going on in Houston right now. This is just beyond the pale. I mean, this is getting to the point where folks are going to rise up, and it's not going to be a pretty sight. It really is.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So more power to that beautiful woman. I hope that her salon like you were saying, I hope she gets 9 and 10 more salons, that she can put in, make so much money off of this deal.
She needs to be the new Paul Mitchell. I mean, she needs to have 100 salons across Texas. I mean, that's what needs to happen for the reward for the courage that she's showing Texans how it's done. No question about it. She's awesome.
Amen. She is, and I'll be glad to pull up in that chair and say, just go ahead and put the largest shine you can think of on my bald head, and I'll walk out of here loud and proud, baby, loud and proud.
Yeah, but the day is coming, Tina, when that beautiful coif of yours, it'll be back. It'll be back.
That's right.
It will be back.
Sure will.
You're awesome,
will be,
Tina.
And I can't wait.
Have a
All
great
right,
weekend.
listen, I love you, Claver.
I love you
All right,
too.
you too. All right, goodbye.
Goodbye. The TNT. The TMB. Tina. Moody Bryan. The hot ticket. Raging Elephants radio contributor for pop culture. We haven't been talking about a lot of pop culture with Tina as of late. As you know, she's beaten down that demon called cancer, so our prayers still go out with her. That's why she keeps referring to her bald head. She's still sexy, though. Bald-headed or not, she's still sexy. That's it for me, Saints and Patriots. Hey, look, it's up to you. You're going to have to make up your own mind. You're going to have to make up your own decision. Are you going to comply, or are you going to defy? Me, personally, I made my decision a long time ago. I will not comply. I will defy. If you want to give me $1,000 ticket, I ain't paying it. Ain't happening, bro. Ain't paying it. I'm walking out of my house. If I'm not wearing a face mask. Sorry, you can wear one. I'm not wearing one. I'm going to go wherever I want to go. If it's open, I'm walking up in there. That's the way it's going to be. For me, wish some Leo would try to stop me. Shred it right there in front of him. This is what I think of your citation. Jack-booted, brown-shirted, fascisty, shred it. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Thanks so much, Saints and Patriots, for joining me today. It was an enjoyable program. As always, I over-prepare. Didn't get to a quarter of the things that I wanted to share with you. That means you've got to tune in next week. Be sure to make RagingElePhantsRadio.com your homepage. Support Raging Elephants Radio, the RER marketplace powered by Amazon. Do all your Amazon shopping through RagingElePhantsRadio.com. Just go to the website, click any Amazon link, Get to Amazon that way, and anything that you purchase via Amazon, RER, the rebellious voice of Texas Liberty, gets a small cut. And we certainly appreciate it and thank you in advance for that support. I'm Apostle Claver T. Kamau-Imani, the Christian politician, your ultra-conservative soul brother. My enemies under the pink dome call me the purifier, and I like it. From Houston, I'm wearing the colors because we are under attack by a foreign power. We are under attack by the Russians and the Saudis. And we can't seem to get no backup. We can't seem to get no help. We can't seem to get no counterattack. You know what I'm talking about, and I'll continue to talk about it next week. From Houston, may the Lord Jesus bless you. May the Lord Jesus bless the past and soon-to-be future independent sovereign republic of Texas.